All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Welcome to 3 a.m. in the Attic, where we react, review, and tell stories that go bump in the night. And today, we have a very special episode for you. All right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get this up to you. Now, we're going to have to get this one to Gary. She brought this to our attention. And this one is a very special one because I think on record, this is the first cryptid to have multiple fatalities listed to its name, right? Usually when it comes to cryptids, we hear stories, we see videos, we see photos, all this kind of stuff. But to kind of have such a very detailed link for decades is crazy. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about the Poplick Goatman.
Poplick Goatman, guys.
Poplick Goatman, yeah. This is this is a cryptid that pretty much resides in Louisville, Kentucky, for the most part. Jefferson County, right?
Yeah, like Fisherville, like that. Like
Fisherville, yeah. Fisherville, Jefferson County, Poplick. Oh, well, I don't know if that is a street or a boulevard, but crazy thing about this particular entity, before we get into the entity itself, this was a place, telling by story, where it was a big water source that had salt in it. So it had like a lot of fresh minerals. And back in the day, you know, way before people really settled there, animals were known, everything from buffaloes to deer and everything, to go to this lake and, you know, inhabit this lake for the most part. Indigenous people.
No, creek. It's not.
It's a creek. My apologies.
Yeah.
So, you know, they take advantage of this creek.
Get it right.
I know, right? Indigenous people resided there at one point before the settlers came in, and of course, we can kind of understand the history of America of how that goes. Then eventually, it was a point where they built a trestle there. For people that's not familiar with a trestle, it's pretty much like a elevated train track that goes from one space to another over this creek, and trains will travel up and down it. Now, the crazy thing about this is, legend has it, after so many deaths started to occur around this train trestle, you know, they developed into this urban legend of the Goatman, or the Poplick Goatman, Poplick Monster. All these names coincide with him, but this is pretty much a 10-foot tall goat man-like creature, half man, half goat. And supposedly, if you go and visit this trestle and you climb onto the tracks, it gets to the point where you may see the Goatman, and you're looking it dead in his eyes. His eyes are glowing, and it's kind of just drawing you in, almost like a trance-like state. And then by the time you realize what's going on, it's too late, and you wind up discovering that the eyes that's glowing is not actually coming from this Goatman per se, but actually an actual oncoming train.
Right.
And then there was so many different fatalities that developed through the decades that lingered on with this story. So it freaked a lot of people out. What I learned in particular, this has gone as far as 1968. First victim we have was Charles Jack Baum II, struck and killed by oncoming train, and he and his two companions attempted to cross the trestle on a dare. So as silly as that may sound, you think it's just like one or two teenagers or kids just over here having fun. No, these are multiple deaths that took place, you know, from the 68 to 84, 85, 86, 87. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of young people would decide to go ahead and just kind of test the legend, see if this is actually true. Is this actually a goat man that's there? And if it is a goat man that's manipulating you into being hit by a train, can I not only see this thing, but can I actually, you know, pull a daredevil off and escape with my life as much as I can? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it is a good amount of people that attempted this and they failed.
Yeah.
But if it's cool, guys, I want to pass this to Gary first. Gary is the one that put us onto the story. Right. Gary, what made you want to bring this up for this episode today?
Besides it being interesting, it was just kind of haunting when I watched the story about it. Just the way that it looks is kind of creepy. I've always thought that those, because I'm from a very small town, in case you guys haven't noticed. So I'm from a very small town, and like going from the city back to my hometown, there's a particular bridge. I don't know if to call it a trestle. I don't know if that would be considered a trestle, but there is one that I passed by. And ever since I was a child, I always thought that it was just creepy looking. So like seeing that, it just looks very haunting. And then hearing the stories about it and how many people have constantly died over the years and how people keep going up there for whatever reason was just like, just that alone. Just, you know, like not even having it attached to the Goatman. Just the train accidents alone. It's just like, wow.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, and then when you attach it to this cryptid to where it's like it hypnotizes you out onto the tracks, and then as you get closer to it, you realize that its eyes that are drawing you in are actually the train, the lights of the train. It's like, it's such a helpless way to die, I think, because if you see, they in the show, they actually show like from the train's point of view, going across the tracks, there's literally nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go.
That was the scariest part to me.
Yeah, like
when they showed that point of view, and it's just track.
Right.
Yeah, it's just track.
And if you venture off too far, like you're jumping into a creek that's like, that thing feel like it's a mile down, by the way it looks. Like that thing looks scary.
It's high up there. I don't know how tall the trestle is, but that it looks super high. And I'm not talking like 10, 20 feet. No, that thing is off the ground. It looks at least 40 feet off the ground. So you think about it. You come out of this trance-like state and you realize, oh crap, there is a train coming at me full speed. You either try your best to outrun the train knowing that it's going to run you over and just, you know, mow you down, or you jump off to your death.
And it showed people have not shown the actual bodies, but they have documented that people have died both ways.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just tragic. The whole thing. I just think the experience of it all is, it sounds just very haunting, like something out of a nightmare. You know, and if you are blessed to survive, it's just, that's something that's going to live with you forever. I think that Goatman image haunting you, being run down by the train, or being, or you know, just having to jump and hope, you know, that you land on a nice comfy tree. You know, like
It's a lot of rocks. That's a lot of sharp rocks now.
yeah, you know, it's just, yeah, like, I don't know. It was just a very haunting thing, and I thought it was something that we could talk about on here, because horror exists in so many different facets, and I think this covers a lot of different bases. You know, you have the paranormal, but then you have the actual human, like, situational horror. What decision do I make in this split second? How can I save my life? Should I just let the train, should I lay down and hope that the train doesn't rip me apart? Or, you know, should I try to grab onto it? Or should I just jump and hope that, you know, like I said, you land on a comfy tree? Like, what do you do?
But I wonder why it's always one person, but like when they go in groups, how does that work? Like nobody see that other person hypnotized or whatever for them to be like, hey, snap out of it, like, or hear the train coming.
Well, if everybody's hypnotized, what do you do?
Not even that. If a few of you decide to walk further down that trestle and the other ones are too far back, and then let's say you do get into you do get hypnotized by the eyes and you just focus on whatever these eyes that's glowing at you are doing. With that sound of that train, you can't even hear the warning signs from your friends. Mm-hmm. Like you just drowned into this zone, and then by the time it's too late.
Yeah. Trains are exceptionally loud, guys. Like super loud, especially if you're right up close to it. Yeah, they're super loud.
Yeah, so it's crazy. One particular interview that we had came across. This one particular was on Hulu. Was about one of the train conductors, right?
Right.
Who's been doing it for a while, and he personally have experienced, he said 43 accidents. Am I correct?
43.
This is somebody who's actually on the train doing his job, and train is moving. And out of nowhere, a couple of seconds later, he sees somebody on the track, and he was going through his experience. That was probably the most. We was hearing some of the victims and victims by people who actually lost loved ones that was doing that. But for him, that hit me a little bit harder just because this guy, you know, he had to go through therapy of seeing so many people. And one of the things he said that ate him up was the fact that he's on this train doing his job. And one of the worst things he had to experience was for people who realized it was too late to outrun this thing, just turn around and looked him dead in his eyes before they got hit. 43 times. Bless you, that this man had to experience this. And he gave his point of view. You know, he didn't look at it as a sense of anything paranormal. For him, it was just a sense of people making decisions that didn't hold up. Bless you. People making decisions that held up that didn't work out for them. And he hated that they had to go through it. Right. And, of course, he hated that he had to experience it. But for him, it wasn't a paranormal offering. It was just somebody actually, sound like a Pokemon at that time. Just the fact that he had to sit here and experience that and watch people go through this was like, just caught him off guard. He spoke from a very logical standpoint, right? But you can hear the pain in his voice. You can see the pain in his eyes. This is not something that no one enjoyed.
Yeah.
Going through.
Right.
Yeah. And there were precautions that were put, like the train company that still works to this day have signs up. They created fences, but people will find their way through the fences. They would ignore the signs. It got to the point where they started to get, like felonies involved. If you get caught doing this crap, you'll get a felony. You know, they'll sue you
or something.
They'll sue you if you wind up making it. Because originally it was so scarce between the accidents that the train company decided to cover the funerals of people that was getting hit. But because it started to happen too often, they was like, no, we gotta switch this off because people keep doing.
Right. Yeah.
So we was like, no, we gotta, we catch you, you get a felony. We catch you, we're suing you. People had to settle out of court. It became a very, very big thing because too many people decided to go and visit the Goatman, hoping for a chance to see him, and unfortunately losing their life. So it's nuts.
Yeah. Don't forget about the film, man, the 1988 film.
Go ahead and get into that, brother.
Yeah, the 1988 film that I forgot the director's name, but he did the film he said it took him 2 years, right?
Yeah, to make a short film, yeah.
Took him 2 years, and he said during that time, he said also during the film, 2 people died in the process of them filming it.
Yeah.
In the situation.
Not on set.
No, not on set, but doing the whole thing, How should I do this? Like, remember when we sit there and we say our imagination get the best of us and things of that nature?
Yeah.
So, like you said, you already excited. I want to see this creature and this and that. And then the thing about it is after you do it, like you say, y'all be in the trance, in the zone. Your mind a powerful thing. You feel me? If you really believe in the Goatman and stuff, your mind gonna fix that's what it is, even though that's actually a train coming towards you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I said, us being writers or people with, imaginations and stuff, sometimes your mind, man, it gets the best of you and it play games with you. If you ain't too careful, man. And
exactly.
I think there's also too that rush that you be getting, that thrill, like they say. Oh man, I want to check this out and do this. But me personally, I wouldn't mess with it. I wouldn't mess with it. And then, like I said, it's like pitch black out there. It's dark out there.
Yeah.
And I got a certain limits for heights. You know. So them heights, man. And the sad thing is, the girl that lost her best friend. You know what I'm saying? That was hard. That was touching. Savannah Bright.
Yeah, lost her life in 2018.
Yeah, that was touching, that she lost her friend behind that they was like, what, 15, 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that Goatman is something serious. But me, I was told about Tales of the Goatman in a different fashion, a form of, he hitchhiking and camping and stuff, and the Goatman appears in the woods and things of that nature. So this that Gary has brought up, this was new to me, and it was very interesting and eye opener. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is why I sneeze.
Okay. Y'all, you know what's crazy? This question is for y'all too, because I know Gary never had really like a paranormal experience.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you have, Rose.
I had many.
But for you guys, it's like in a sense, like have you ever felt a sense of being outside of your character when you come into something in like a paranormal sense? Have you ever felt, you know how sometimes you hear about people feeling, how can I put it, like overwhelmed or nauseous, any of that kind of stuff? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we actually, the three of us have been ghost hunting before.
Right.
And then some of us, we had our separate experiences and stuff like that, you know. Right. So reason why I'm bringing that up is because, you know, if we continue to feed into the Goatman idea, you know, for the ones who haven't been experiences, like, or even Gary, because you're here, it's times that you would come across something that just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And your character totally different. Your emotions, your body, how your body reacts to some of that kind of energy is totally different.
Yeah, that's how it was with Demon Road when I was like, yeah, like some
Some
just
like, doesn't feel quite right. We had somebody that was nauseous.
Right.
You know, I've personally had experiences where I get completely like
lost for words.
Yeah, but I'm pissed off. You know, like like taking it back to the Shadow Man in the house, like the dread that you feed from that is like it just kind of throws you off of your square a little bit. So reason why I bring this up, imagine somebody coming to go see the Goatman. They actually experience this Goatman phenomenon, and they're so into that energy that nothing else matters. The other senses, you don't see anything else.
No, hear
Especially,
anything else.
you don't hear
That
anything
sixth
else.
sense.
You just bam, locked in until it's too late. Like,
But I think that is what the phenomenon is. Like that's what it is of the Goatman. The whole luring them in, like they like locking them into that type of state. Or I don't want to look for the Goatman. Okay, so but.
Yeah, I just heard me. I don't want to do it.
I literally just bought these tickets on Priceline. We going.
But
$14 a piece. We going.
But I think it's not even just the Goatman aside. Something about train tracks. It's always something weird about train tracks.
Elaborate on that. What you think?
So, like I told you guys earlier, growing up, I'm from a very small town, and there is a train that runs through our town, like through the center of town. And years before I was born, there was an accident where there was a group of siblings, 4 siblings. I don't know precisely what happened. All I know is that their car got stuck on the tracks and their car was hit by the train and they all died. And what has always kind of plagued me about that story is, why didn't they get out of the car?
Well, I know some train tracks, they have like this magnet thing. So the closer the train gets, the stronger that magnet is. So it locks everything around it. So
I did not know
they're
that.
not able to get out because their car is locked from the magnet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that tragedy is something that it haunts our town. So, again, like I know the family personally, and I grew up with the younger kids. Like we went to school together. So like when my mom told me the story about that, it's always like, you know, it's shocking because you don't think stuff like that would happen to someone that you know.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, again, how do you, I'm not saying that this is related to the Goatman or anything, but it's just like, how does something like that happen? Like, what possessed you to go across? What possessed you to stop? Why didn't you get out? What happened? You know, it's always like, what happened? So, and I feel like a lot of stuff happens with train tracks because people, don't respect trains, especially in this modern era. But it seems like kids or just people in general don't really understand how dangerous trains are, because you know when the arms, like on the railroad crossing, the arms come down. I have seen people drive through those
Around
things.
it,
I have
yeah.
seen people run across it or like get very close to it because they're just so anxious to get across. And I'm like, y'all do realize that debris and stuff can fly off of the train. Like, you don't know how fast or slow that train is coming because they don't always toot the horn. You know,
not all the time.
So it's just, I don't know. I just
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
what was
general
that
lack of
movie?
knowledge or lack
And
of.
sometimes those arm things don't even come down.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, I've
Some of them
heard
be
about
broken.
I've heard accidents that happen where the thing did not come down, so people are crossing it, and all of a sudden this fast train come, and you're gone.
Yeah, it's always something creepy about trains, railroad tracks, things of that nature. I bet you if they can talk, they'll probably tell us how many fatalities, deaths, and everything that comes around that,
Please don't let
crazy.
those old things talk. Those things been around forever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, hearing Gary sitting there talking about debris flying and stuff like that, was that on Final Destination when they were standing around?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
something
that stopped,
around and it got
something
grabbed.
came and-
The train grabbed it and then it kind of slingshot it.
slingshot.
Decapitated
Man, let me
old
tell you
boy.
about that movie. That movie had me paranoid.
That movie
first
had
came out,
everybody
like-
paranoid for a while.
Oh yeah, I've never seen a log truck, but if I were to ever see anything like that, I'm like, let me get over.
Before
I've
that
definitely
movie, I've
gone-
never wanted to. I mean, I don't drive on freeways, for my own personal reasons, but like driving behind trucks or on the side of trucks, especially ones that carry certain things.
Yeah.
I never like
Never
anyone
ride
driving by.
behind
I be telling him like, "Can you get to the
Never
side?"
ride behind them.
Yeah. No.
Till this day, never ride behind them.
Well, not only would like rocks and stuff fly off of the wheels of their truck, but like it's just kind of scary. People always want to get past them as quick as possible. I've seen what's the name of that movie? Premonition?
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember the movie Premonition? Where the guy's in his car and like a truck is like, it's an 18-wheeler that's skidding. Like it hits a water pocket or something and like skids and then it turns sideways and it ends up cutting off the top of his car and decapitating him.
Oh
my
wow,
God, no.
Y'all never seen that movie?
no,
Oh, okay. Well,
another movie night.
yeah.
Straight up.
And then, just a lot of action movies that'll happen where they're on the freeway and they're driving reckless and car will go underneath the truck. Like
Hell, even The Descent. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Where her family wound up dying. It was like they got into a car wreck and then the thing had rods that went through the car,
Oh,
killed the husband and the child.
I don't remember that part.
I do because I was like, even y'all, you know how y'all scared of log trucks? I'm scared of the ones with them pipes.
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine died like that in high school.
What?
Yeah, on the way from him and his mom were coming back from San Antonio, and I don't know if it impaled them, but they got into an accident with a truck, and actually, yeah, I think one of them did impale him.
See, not
So
a fan.
it hits different.
The more 18-wheelers, man. Remember?
Or those ones carrying any type of flammable liquid.
Yeah.
Or any type
Sometimes.
of,
anything.
No.
Did the 18-wheeler kill the baby on Pet Cemetery?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was for that launched the third act of the movie.
He killed him.
It was also a car crash on Pet Cemetery too.
Right.
But you know what's crazy? Like I've drove from California to Texas. Me and Goddess have done that. I personally have drove from Texas to Maine.
That's too far.
That took 2.5 days.
Maine is
2.5 days. It was 4 of us in that car.
It feels like Maine is on the other side of the world.
It felt like that too. For you to drive from Texas and get into New York, and you still got to drive, like it's a lot of driving. But my point of bringing that up is like, and Goddess can tell you about this part. It don't matter what side of town you're on or what side of the country. Like those 18-wheelers, when it gets late
Oh my god!
and they get tired,
Oh, yeah.
some of them do not stop and they start swerving.
Right.
And now you're like behind them and you got to find your pocket just to pass them up.
Yeah.
because you don't want them to slow down nor hit you on the side. So it
Not
gets
even
crazy.
that. Even when like the wind, when they got that heavy wind, and
Yeah,
you see them
and the
kind of
wind
like
is blowing
rocking,
in.
I'm like,
Rocking and
man,
stuff like that. You know, there's another thing about 18-wheelers. You know, they also do this method. Like if it's a big wreck ahead, and if you were here, you know, they got 18-wheelers that will like kind of block you and let you because of an accident. And I didn't even know about that until my dad told me a long time ago. He was trying to get by, and they wouldn't allow him. And when he found out, it was a big, nasty accident, like, you know, ahead, miles ahead. So sometimes they help you. And like I said, but they still dangerous, though, man. Real talk.
Yeah.
no, the ones
You got
came
to
across
respect
was
them, though.
sweet.
You got to respect them.
Man, I used to, when I was in California, I used to work at a call center, and me and my friend, we had to travel an hour, like literally an hour to get to work, hour back from where we were staying at. And one time we was late getting there, and we had to call them, let them know, like there was a really bad accident, like really bad. And because we was held up for a while, by the time we got to it, it was a fatality. All I seen as we
that's
got
when
to
they
it,
laid the
yeah,
cover
it was just nothing but a white sheet and some cowboy boots poking up to the sky. I was like,
That's it, though.
Yeah.
That's it.
it gets
Speaking
rough
of
out
that,
there.
Then another
They're
thing, too.
fog.
Then another thing, too, like the motorcycles. You know,
I was
it's
just about
a
to talk
thing.
about
It's a
that.
thing. I used to ride bikes. It's a thing where you can't get too close to the 18-wheeler because of under there. You suck. It kind of like suck you in there. So that's why you see them, like when you see them, you see these, like they got like these shields that kind of,
Yeah.
that's the purpose of it. Because the 18-wheeler moving and you just, you know, you a bike, you light. And if you stay too close up into it, man, that curve, man, that current stuff is
Suck you right in.
suck you right in there, man, you know.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Have you guys? Well, probably not. But have you guys ever encountered 18-wheelers that will try to race you? I have had
I had a few that would try to like, they either try to maintain the lane or they'll try to get past,
Right,
so they'll speed up.
right.
So I've had 18-wheelers. I'm dealing with that. But you said race you like on some Vin Diesel type.
Well, I don't know. I guess maybe what you're saying is like maintain the lane. Like clearly, I'm going faster than this person, right?
Yeah.
Because at the time, I wasn't trying to pass them up. I was just driving. But I kept noticing that the faster I go, the faster he would go. Because I don't like, I'm trying to, I don't want to be on the side of you. I have,
Right.
my car is fairly small. So I'm like, and my mom was in the car with me, and I'm driving, and I noticed, it's like, I would speed up, and then he'd slow down. And then as soon as I started gaining on him, he'd speed up again. And I was like, is he racing me? She's like, I don't know what this motherfucker doing. I was like,
And then you looked up at him in his eyes and you was like, family.
I did look at him because I looked at him like he was crazy, and he avoided my eye contact with me because I'm like, why do you keep speeding up? And mind you, this isn't like in the middle of nowhere. This is a busy
Right,
highway.
man.
Like,
Hey, them big Joes can
What does
move,
it mean
boy.
when they be flashing their flashlight in the mirror at you?
I've never seen that.
We
Because
had
I've had that done before, and I'm like,
they
what?
try to
what
tell
are
us to move.
No, even if we do move, it's like they flashing their light in their mirror, and I'm like, okay, I know my headlights ain't that damn bright.
They like a storm.
Wait,
syndrome.
flashing.
A flashlight in the rear view mirror at you.
I don't know. I've never seen that. I don't know. I never heard of that.
Y'all leave a comment
Don't
down
ever
on
stop.
that if y'all know about that. You know, things of that nature.
You know, we actually have a friend that's a truck driver. I should ask him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him.
I'm telling. Long as I'm driving, I don't see no Goatman hanging off the side.
Yeah.
And y'all lovely people out there on the comments, man. I know y'all know a little bit about the goat, man. Yeah, put that down there, man. Some links. Let us know. You know what I mean?
Also, let us know
This is
some.
actually my first time hearing about this.
About
Me
this,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
this goat, man. You know.
Or Goatman, period.
Oh, you know the goat man. I found out about the
I've
goat
heard of
man about the
Mothman.
Mothman. Yeah, goat man and the Mothman, things of that nature. But I just knew the goat man as, you know, camping story. You know, campers go out and stuff, and it be lurking in the woods and all of that. You know, to try to get one of you to blend in and to try to take out the others. That's what I know. So this right here, with like I said, with Gary, brought to us. This was new to me, you know. So.
Are we gonna have a moment with Dr. Rosa? You have a story.
Yeah,
to tell?
while we talking about the train tracks, you know. Yeah, a moment here. My cousin, he used to work at the tire company, Goodyear tires.
Where is this at though?
It was somewhere in Texas, you know.
Texas, all right.
Yeah, Goodyear tires, and he used to work late night. My cousin, he was like him and one of his coworkers, like in the back, the very back of the building, it's a train tractor. It's a train tractor, and they sat there and said that it was an old myth and tale of a little boy with a ball who used to be he was going outside playing and stuff, and one day the train caught him. And now they said it's the ghost that still lurks and hunt that place with a little boy with the ball. So my cousin say they was on a break. Him and the coworker, they was out there. It was nighttime. So he said his coworker smoking a cigarette. He out there, they looking. It's dark out there, but they can see the tracks.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden they heard like a boy laugh, like a little boy laughing. So Mike and they were, you know, they was like, you know, looking at each other like, you heard that, right? They didn't say nothing though. So he said they heard it again. He said his coworker put the cigarette out. And then he said all of a sudden they saw a ball coming towards them.
It's always a ball.
And he said when the ball was coming towards him, because he said the coworker was like, hey, get your bad ass away from there. He said he saw a kid. And he's like, get your little bad ass away from the track. Get away from the track. So Mike looked and he said the little boy came closer. And then that's when they start kind of seeing that this little boy kind of looked funny. Mm. So they said the little boy looked at them and said, will you play with me? And they was like, but don't run. I don't like when people run from me. It makes me mad. So my cousin said, he said that the dude took off running. So Mike took off with him. And while Mike was running, the dude, you know how somebody chasing you just start throwing stuff down, trying to think you can slow him down. Yeah. So the dude throwing stuff down and Mike jumping and he like, would you stop throwing shit? And old boy like, I'm trying to slow the ghost down. He said, you can't slow a fucking ghost down. So and that was doing like his last week actually working now, man. And I was like, you serious? Like, he was like, bro, it was crazy. I literally saw this little boy. And it was just, it looked it normal at first, but the more it came up close, that's when you start seeing it looks funny. You know what I mean? And that's that moment, like you say, when you be encountering them, when you watch movies and stuff and people freeze up because your mind trying to like, is this what it is? You know what I'm saying? So you watch horror movies and some people be like, run. But shit, man, when you into that, you like, bro, is this really happening? If I'm really having an encounter right here, right now.
See, but that makes sense not to run. Like I can get why a person didn't run with that, because it's time that you can experience a ghost,
right?
And if it already has like a I can't even say the fucking word, malevolent,
right,
feeling towards it. It's like, yeah, this thing is about to fuck me up. I need to go. And other times you got to be like, hold on, am I tripping? Is this really what this is? Like, let me wait to kind of see for a second.
So, because you have some people that watch horror movies and they just be like, why you just standing there? Go ahead. Hey, when you encountering that supernatural or something like that, man, it's a different.
They be standing too long.
It's a different feeling, man.
They be being all
that part. That's part
Gary
of the movie.
And Goddess definitely tore
that's part of the movie.
Definitely tore up a few couch pillows along the way. Because
don't you guys hate that in horror movies or any type of any movie where they're running from a monster or whatever, and they like celebrate too damn early, and you know they're celebrating too damn early. They're like, yeah, we made it. Oh my God.
No.
And then they want a hug. And then I'm
just
so glad.
That's the part that be.
Get away from the place. Get away. Just go.
Yeah, that's the part that be irritating me. They be like, oh my gosh, we did it. Hugging and kissing.
That's the movie.
Like, no.
Y'all can hug and kiss me. I know for sure that thing is dead.
If I'm ever in a situation, whoever I'm with, if we make it, I'm not talking to you until we get to safety. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't be trying to hug me. Hey, we ain't got time for all this in the middle shit. We got to go.
Yeah, that's part of the movie. Real life, you running. Like, you running till you can't run no more. You like, hey, you going to keep going. And then when y'all make it, sometimes y'all don't even talk about this shit. Y'all just be...
Guidance will tell you. Like I
Sometimes
said,
y'all just drive and just
experience some stuff. 30 minutes later,
and then later down the
you see
line
that?
you'll
You see
talk.
that?
Yeah, you'll talk. That's just that
with that
effect
new-
that it has.
hit him with that new top 5. Did you see it?
What's the name of those tracks where the little kids put their hands on your car and they push you off?
I think that's in San Antonio.
That's in
That's in San
I
Antonio.
want to say I think that's in San
For the ones
Antonio.
that don't know, like it's a place in Texas where a situation happened where a guy was driving a school bus. School bus wound up flowing on some tracks, stopped, couldn't move. Train hits it, killed the kids. They have this legend to this day. If you ever pass that area, that particular train tracks, and some people do it on purpose, they'll put flour or some kind of powder on the back of their car.
And stop.
And late at night, you'll stop right on those train tracks, turn your car off, and then suddenly you just feel your car being pushed off of the track. And then some people, as soon as that happens, right, they'll either get out the car, they'll drive a little bit, get to a certain point, check the back of their car, they see little handprints in the powder that they put on their car.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky as hell.
Spooky as hell, man.
Yeah,
I don't think a train run through that anymore, do it?
through that area, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know, but that was always a big thing. Yeah.
But it's the kids trying to save you.
Yeah, it is.
Even like my cousin told me that the track back there was abandoned. It don't run like that like it used to.
Why would the dude scream at the kids to get off the track then?
Because he said when it was a distance, because they normally known as kids, you know how they run on the track.
Yeah.
So when he saw him, he thought it was a normal child.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, get your bad ass away from the track. Get your bad ass from the track. And they say that's when he started walking up to him. And that's when they said it started looking funny then. When they got up close to him and they just froze up and they was looking at it,
I like old boy. He was like, I was trying to slow the ghost down. Like
Yeah.
the ghost was gonna be like,
Man.
oh, I'm ghost tired. I need some ghost water. I
My
need a
cousin
ghost break.
told me that, man. My cousin told me that story, man. We laughed our ass off. We laughed. I say, Mike, you for real? He was like, yeah, man. That was just like his last week, too, when he was there. I said, God, damn. That's crazy, man. Them train tracks, the railroad tunnels, all that is creepy, man.
Oh God, the tunnel, that would be worse.
Tunnels are so damn scary to me.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
gonna
scary,
lie.
man.
That's scary.
Yeah, just this long period of black, and then you see a little light
And
miles away. It feels like miles.
it might be miles away. It may be closer than you think. That's the
It's
thing.
closer,
Yeah,
but
you
it feels
think
like miles. That
the
little
miles
light, because
away,
that's a
yeah.
long walk. Like I can't handle that. That's crazy.
Remember that, the tunnel, that movie, Man? When the chick was screaming
Yeah.
down the tunnel and then that thing came rising up out of nowhere.
Not a fan. They have this really good paranormal video. Supposedly, this was another urban legend. It was someplace, I don't know where it's at, but a lady wound up dying, and her baby died too. I don't know how she died. I don't know if she did something or whatever. But anyway, the baby and her passed away. And they said if you still go down that tunnel or whatever, you get to a certain point, you can hear
you can hear
a
the baby crying.
Yeah, the baby crying.
Yeah, they even named the tunnel after that or whatever. But yeah, that stuff is too freaky. I don't know.
Tunnels and
Any
railroad
old-
tracks.
Any old structures, I'm just not a fan of.
Yeah, I'm
sometimes.
not a fan of them, man. And it's no light there. No
No
light.
light.
No, yeah, there's never any light. And
No
I don't trains aside. If y'all have ever seen those train bridges or the train trestles and stuff, those things don't look like they would hold a
like they
toothpick.
would support.
It don't look like it would hold a toothpick. So I'm like, why would you even want to go up there?
I question myself being on there, let alone a train. So
Yeah, it's just some things that I won't mess with, man.
yeah, stuff gets
Some,
crazy.
some curiosity, I'll just be like, nah, I'm gonna ignore you this time.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna try that one. I'm not a fan of that. I ain't gonna try that one, no. But the times that, I did some, back camping, a couple of friends and stuff like that, we never had like no encounters of that supernatural force of a goat man. But that's when the tales was told to me back in the day about their camping and things of that nature. And he was kind of like mimic powers and stuff like that and try to, fit in and be like you guys and stuff. But
What's worse, a ghost or a cryptid?
I don't know. Both of them are bad.
A cryptid.
Stay away from both of them.
Because cryptids seem very territorial. Like every time we hear stories about cryptids, it's always like a territory.
A territory.
It's either like somewhere they've been forever, or it'd be a situation. You know, how they'd be like hiding in barns, and the farmer come in and like, oh no. But then you got ghosts where like those actually have a chance of following you home or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
that's why I was asking which one was worse.
Right, you know, and that feeling that you be feeling when you know something's off.
It's the worst feeling.
Yeah. Well, that's also something that they said about the Goatman, how you said they're territorial. They said that the legend has it that it actually began as like it was just defending its territory. The Poplick Creek, that was its territory. And if anybody came in and I guess was, I wouldn't say lingering too long, but I don't know what you would particularly have to do to provoke him. But that was initially how it started, with him defending his territory.
That one sound like that nursery rhyme. The Three Billy Goat Gruff. Where they try to cross the bridge.
The troll, right?
And then the troll comes, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's an old nursery rhyme right there.
But then also what is kind of not funny, but it's just interesting is that the legend has it that he was just defending his territory, but then you have people who go out there in search of the Goatman, and then they go and they try to provoke. Like,
you are as bad as they say that you are.
Bad.
Come out, boy.
You know, you see what I'm
You ain't
saying?
nothing but a
It's
goat,
like,
boy.
They gonna fuck around.
it's like,
and find
okay,
out.
exactly. Like, is he wrong? Is he wrong?
Yeah, for kicking ass.
Cause it's not like he comes out searching for them.
Yeah.
Y'all go out
they
there bothering him.
bothering him.
Yeah.
You know, go out there and bother him, which is crazy. And then that feeling when you know something's wrong, and then everything around you just quiet, and it sound like
Yeah, that's what remember they said that. Then the thing that it's just quiet.
that feeling now, boy. Your heart be like,
No, if it's
just quiet.
nighttime and it's just drop dead quiet, that's
Right.
so scary. Have you ever experienced that before?
No.
I'm telling
from
you.
the country. There's always crickets. and
So
all
imagine
kinds of
you being in the country and you hear all these sounds normally, and then one night you out minding
And
your
it's
business
just-
and it's just pitch quiet.
and all of a sudden, all the crickets and everything just.
Yeah, no.
And I don't know if your country is like the country I've been to. Like my grandfather, he used to live like southeast side, right? Had a piece of land. It's one of those things you got to take a gravel road to get to. And like I remember leaving his house when it's like 10, after 10 or whatever. It's no lights, it's no nothing. Literally, as soon as you shut his door, and if he don't have his porch light on, you can't even see your head in front of your face.
That's
dark.
too dark.
That's dark.
I mean, there are Weimer's still a town. There are street lights, but in certain areas there are no street lights, and yeah, it's scary.
But
It
it's
is
just
scary.
pitch. It's like
It's pitch black.
Like
If you go into the
wish it
country,
was a
it's
moon that
pitch
was
black.
out.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Right,
pitch black.
right.
Pitch black.
pitch black,
that's so crazy.
black, and then like I say, when everything just get quiet, and it feel like the air is just like,
Still.
yeah, that's that.
Make you want to ruin your pants.
That's that
I
when
have
you
never
know
experienced that, and I don't
when you know
intend
some
to.
stuff about to go down, and you got to be prepared.
Speaking of quiet, you remember that video you showed me a long time ago was like the most quietest place? It's like a room to where you start to hear your heartbeat and all that other
It
stuff.
drives people crazy.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna say, speaking of quiet, y'all need to shut up.
I'm scared over here. Shut the fuck up.
Nah, I'm not.
That's the quiet that I like to. This episode is sponsored by Quiet. Shut up. Nah, but yeah, it's a place that was manufactured to be like the quietest place ever. And people will go in there, they'll start freaking out because at first it becomes normal, but then you start hearing your heartbeat. You start hearing your blinks. It starts really freaking
Hearing
you
your
out.
blinks?
You can hear your blinks, the
God.
wetness in your blinks, and it starts freaking with people out, and it just starts bugging out. It's crazy.
Hear your blood flowing through your body.
Yeah. Let me see if I can even find it.
Dang, then would it be too quiet for you to sleep?
I can imagine. Because, sometimes people don't even like to be alone to themselves.
So will it?
Here it is. Let me see. Okay, yeah. The NY Post has it on here where they brought it up. But I think it's the Orfield Laboratories is home to the quietest room on Earth, right? It's a chamber at the company's headquarters in Redmond, Washington, ultra-sensitive test that's been performed since 2015. But it's just quiet. It goes by, it's 12 by 10 feet, and you're in there by yourself. And they sell tickets to actually go visit this place. And it bugs people out. It's so nuts.
That'd be something I mess with right there.
Yeah, I'd try it.
Yeah, I'd try that out right
In the UK, it's soundproof to be silent. That sound is measured in negative decimals, and visitors are advised to stay inside no longer than 45 minutes.
I wonder what happens when you go
I would
past
only do 10
minutes.
minutes. I wouldn't try to go crazy, you know. So 10 minutes sound like good.
It's $200 a ticket.
No.
$400 for two people. That's not a discount.
Okay.
That's just two
I
people.
know it's gonna be costing
paying
that
$200.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm not paying $200 and I can't sleep. No.
we got to do it, y'all. It's impossible.
No, that's okay.
But yeah, just sitting there thinking about the goat, man, 10 feet tall. Man, that's a big.
Why is all these cryptids 10 feet tall?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm not hearing about no cryptids that's like 3 feet, 4 feet.
They do have stuff that's leprechaun.
But I'm just saying, like they did.
Are they cryptids though?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can imagine they being cryptids. I don't know. They never talk about how, like a smart cryptid. Every time I imagine leprechaun, I imagine like a well-dressed, you know what I'm saying? Finding gold, shining shoes. Was that just a Lucky Charms guy? I don't know.
Not the horrors back in the day.
Not the horror one back in the day. But now they be making cryptids sound like weird, like stupid and smart. They're smart enough to like stay away from people, but you still running around naked and pale. Like, just make them sound like they're just special.
Where are they supposed to just go into the nearest department store and be like, do you have pants for a 10-foot tall man?
More like, hey, you guys. Right. Start freaking the fuck out. I mean, they can wear some pants. They just got to put on some Fresno Nightcrawlers.
They can make their clothes out of trees and stuff, like leaves and stuff like that.
Adam and Eve style. Mm-hmm. You just want to see some cryptid out there covering up his junk with a leaf. Like it's melting.
I didn't even think about their junk. Do they have junk?
I'm pretty sure some of them do. They got to make more cryptids.
I mean, I don't think they can procreate.
Shit, I don't know. One day we go into the forest, you just hear that whop, 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 whop. Die fuck a bug. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy. Something crazy.
Please don't entertain me.
Cryptids be fucking, baby. Like, what?
Cryptid. That's wild, man.
That's a new fear unlocked. Cryptids in there having sex.
But you know that's one nice horror that I would like to see.
Cryptids having sex?
Cryptids having sex?
The goat man. The goat man.
okay.
Goat man having sex?
No, not even the sex. It's just the goat man. Like, get to see, that part of how they will picture the goat man to look like. Like I said, we already had that one movie in 1988, and that dude was like, me.
Don't forget about Lamb. Lamb had a goat man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I haven't seen that.
That boy had that
was
gun.
a crazy movie.
He had a gun in his wang out, just out there shooting.
Oh God.
Lamb was a crazy movie. That was a crazy movie. But the goat man to actually just see, that'd be nice to actually, see him bringing life.
Man, to see any humanoid,
No,
it's gonna
that's
be
okay.
crazy. It can be any kind of mix of animal. I'm gonna be freaked out. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, you have some humans that look like
The
aliens in there.
new island of Dr. Moreau.
Mm-hmm.